Hi, everybody. um, I figured I would get on because I was really inspired by a conversation I was having with one of my clients in More Than Worthy. And I also wanted to talk about this full moon that's happening. So feel free to say hello wherever you are tuning in from. So, this full moon, this Capricorn full moon, along with Cancer being in the sun position, is going to invite you to make a choice in life in terms of shifting your frequency and stepping into a heightened state of spirituality, meaning this full moon is going to usher you into growing your spiritual gifts. And depending on where you're at on your spiritual journey, that's going to look different for every single person. And because Cancer energy is ruled by the moon is the intuition, right? The moon is the unseen. The moon is every aspect of us that doesn't get ruled by earthly realm, right? Which is the Capricorn energy, which we also have for the full moon. Like the moon is going to be in Capricorn, but it's also going to be guided and led by this intuitive energy that is then illuminated by the sun. So if you are feeling called right now to really step into your spirituality, if you're really feeling called to grow, to fast, to do lots of reading about life and what that means, and transcending out of your ego, it's because of this full moon. And again, feel free to say hello, everybody. Let me know where you're tuning in from. And we were having a conversation about how doing your generational healing journey really brings to the forefront different types of ego deaths, basically. So not only are you pulling out the aspects of you that need healing, but you're also surrendering very deeply different versions of egos that sit within different aspects of your life. So when you begin your generational healing journey, which my one-on-one program is all about in a very deep way, you're going to look at the ego versions that you have for yourself within your finances, right? How you view money, how you see money. Are you heavily detached or attached to money? What are your views around wealth? What exactly are you trying to manifest? Why are you manifesting? Are you manifesting from an ethical place? Or are you manifesting from your ego? And it's in this cycle. And so we look at the parts of you that look at money and your relationships, your family, your friendships, and your purpose, your destiny, your craft, and it goes in like this very interesting wave, and it's actually quite predictable. It's quite predictable. There's a stage of resistance, and then there's a flow into spirituality, and then there's like ego death, and then it's like literally like clockwork the way the like people tend to heal. And so what you begin to find, in the program towards the end, it's all about, I like to call it cosmic awareness and broadening your lens. And if you have been doing the healing and you're hitting this full moon right now, this moon is asking you to surrender your ego more deeply, right? And achieve a different state of bliss, and this portal is open for everybody. But the thing is the choice is going to be presented to you, and then it's up to you whether or not you want to choose it, whether or not you want to expand spiritually, right? Because what I always find for people is you get to the point, even within manifestation, that you realize how selfish you can become within manifestations. And when your manifestations begin to manifest in front of you, there are different versions of your ego that are ready to be released. And so what do you choose, right? Do you choose your desires, or do you choose your spiritual growth? Because just the existence of even having certain desires, when you begin to release and shift into a state of bliss and enlightenment, your desires are still a part of your ego. And are you ready to release attachments to earthly realm, right? And so you might be getting faced with this question right now, depending on what you are manifesting, depending on what you are manifesting and what your purpose might be in life. Hi, Angela. Hello. It's so great to see you. Tennessee. Hi, I love it. On one of my grandfather's side, there was a lot of family out there, and they have a tiny mountain. It's called like Fitch Mountain, because they all lived around it in Tennessee. PC, Texas here. Glad to be here. Hello, Shaquila. It's so great to see you. Let me know how all of you are feeling with this spiritual portal being open right now. And or if you're even feeling it, or what you are deciding to choose for yourself. And there is a reason why around this time of this like astrological alignment, there has been so many spiritual teachers that evolve so quickly through this portal. It's because they make the choice of fully opening and detaching, because everything is energy, and you realize that everything is also an illusion, right? Like desires and all these things, it's all Maya. Maya is everything and Maya is nothing. So how are you still choosing to hold on, right? Because there's this thin line of understanding what spirituality really means to you, and how you are defining it, and how you want to help people. And I think that, or no, I believe that on YouTube, there's many, tarot readers and spiritual teachers and things, but they do a beautiful job of guiding you. But when it comes to making the leap through these levels of ascension and growth, they don't always talk about how you're faced with that, right? Like, of even the desire of being in relationships and all these things, when you look at such an enlightened level, right, of other as ascended masters, even that you must detach from, right? Having no attachment to your earthly realm, but also living in this energy of love. That is when you are truly clear. Like, that is when your energy is flowing the most, and you are fully connected to the universe, because the universe is everything and nothing, and everything is connected. But your desires and your ideas for how you want to see the world, and even your money, my phone, like all of that, it's still attached to your ego. And that's why some of the best ways to move out of your ego is to express gratitude for the things that you do have, just because they are there for you, and the universe has given them to you. And going even deeper of like expressing gratitude for waking up that day. Definitely, Angela said, definitely feeling it. Lots of realizations, releasing. Yes, this energy is quite strong. If you are a very spiritual person, and you are ready to open up to infinite possibilities, right? Like, that's what this energy really is. It's asking people to step into their purpose, and not everybody chooses it, and that's fine too. Stepping into my shoes. I love that. Oh yeah, I feel it. My house literally feels divided. Yeah. Sometimes that happens when the growth is there, and there's still this energy in July of like a little bit of chaos energy riding underneath everything. So if things need to be healed, right, in order to shift into this energy, that Cancerian energy of connecting to the universe, connecting to the moon, connecting more deeply to your intuition, all the stuff that's riding underneath must be cleared out. But some people don't do well when it comes to feeling that energy and experiencing emotions. And so they'll probably feel a lot more triggered right now or a lot more needy. That's why I've been advising folks, like, make sure you're doing your shielding, make sure you're grounding, make sure you're processing, make sure you're doing your cord cutting, because if you have a very bright light right now, as you shift towards this full moon, right? And if you have big manifestations that are coming in and are rooting and grounding, and you've been working on them, people are going to start to latch onto you a little bit more than usual. And so you have to release, even, mentally, how you feel your desires, and surrender like more deeply on a very, very deep spiritual basis. Like, it's really, really deep. Not like deep as in people can't comprehend, but like it's deep as in let go deep. But I've been choosing me throughout everything and flowing. Good. Yeah. Flow with energy, flow with your intuition, flow with the moon. And flow within Capricorn, right? Like Capricorn is consistent. And so when we have the retrograde energy and a little bit of chaos, and then Cancerian and Capricorn, Capricorn is moving forward in such a precise way, like very similar to Taurus. I feel like Capricorns move a little bit, teeny bit faster than Taurus energy, but the universe is going to test you with people coming back into your energy to see if you're ready to take that next step, to release your ego and receive more spiritual gifts, receive a deeper connection, receive your blessings, right? So you might see more energy circling around you, or people feeling kind of unstable. Paying attention as if this conversation, paying attention as if this is a conversation till it's confirmation. I love that. Yes, it is crazy intense. Yeah, it's quite intense, but it's also such a gift, right? I always like to invite people that even amongst the intensity, can you surrender more deeply, right? Because it's not about being detached from the whole world, like never feeling emotion, right? Because you also have to honor your humanality of being in this earthly space, which is where a lot of that Capricorn energy comes in. But you also have to honor the depth and the illumination of the Cancerian energy, and being able to move through that with grace and compassion. So, but I really wanted to talk about it because there's a lot of people who, like, even when I started this channel and spirit guided me to start it, they really want to know about their clairs. They really want to grow. They really want to do all these things. They want to become spiritually enlightened. But then when it starts to get to the point where it's like, okay, now you have to surrender everything, right? They're like, wait a minute, what do you mean, right? You realize that you hit this ceiling, this cap of another version of your ego, right? So then you go through another ego death, but the path to spiritual bliss is full detachment. Let me see what this says. Yes, I went to my first sound bowl today. Oh my gosh. Yay, I love that. Purging. I didn't know what to expect, but it was beautiful. We focused on releasing fear. I love that. Yeah, fear is like, your ego feeds so much into fear, right? Like when we have so much fear, it keeps us from being happy. It keeps us from taking action. It keeps us from experiencing life, because that's also why we're here, to experience life, to literally live. That's why we're in our physical bodies. And the best way you're going to be able to enjoy it is when you realize it's a journey and you surrender and become detached. And when you think about it, it's kind of a funny idea. Like spirituality in general, you're like, okay, so I'm going to live, but I'm also going to journey and go through all these spiritual deaths and, like for fun. Right. But living is such a gift. Not everybody gets to do that, and not everybody does it for the same amount of time. And, I invite you all to redefine what spirituality means to you. That's also what I was talking to my client about. What does spirituality mean to you? What spiritual path do you want to take? Right? You're welcome to write it in the comments as well. Like, what spiritual path are you wanting to take for yourself? And also for folks, because energy is everywhere with people stepping into the spotlight and all these things. And people have big dreams. If you have big dreams and you feel like you have a big purpose, why wouldn't Spirit invite you to help everybody in an enlightened way, right? So it makes you wonder, right? Like, what were we, or what were you, or anybody trying to actually achieve without releasing the ego? The ego is a very sneaky thing. The ego is a very sneaky thing. And I feel like when you think it's gone, it like comes back and like tickles your belly button. And it's like, hey, I'm attached again. What's good? But yeah, let me know in the comments, like, what type of spiritual path do you want for yourself right now in this phase, in this season? What do you want it to feel like? What do you want it to look like? Right? Like, I really do think that people underestimate the spiritual journey, and then they are humbled. They're humbled when it happens. They want to talk to ascended masters and they want the knowledge, but when it comes to holding it ethically and being in the energy of universal love and oneness, which is also sharing and teaching and things like that, it becomes quite difficult, and folks don't love it so much when that happens. But it's a part of the journey. It's a part of the journey, and it's a really beautiful journey when you can let go. Truth, love, and freedom. I love that. Shakila, truth about what? What kind of truth? Like, what kind of spiritual path, and what kind of truth? Truth about life, truth about love, truth about who you are, truth about your purpose. And I'd also said this before, but I do feel like people complicate their purpose way more than they need to. You can receive the energy of having all these manifestations and going down all these paths, right? Oh, Spirit told me I'm like all these things. You are, but at the end of the day, you're also a healer. So let that guide you, and let the things that have been shown to you be the avenues of how you can deliver the healing, right? It's not you just going through life being like filled with joy all the time and you're doing it for yourself, which there is that, but there's also, when you look on the purpose side, you are a healer and Spirit knows you are talented. And so Spirit is going to position you to do multiple things because you have the healing energy and the divine flow for it to move out, right? Because if folks are like, I'm getting all these visions of doing all these different things in my life, you just steadily you steadily work on that, and it's because spirit knows your energy is going to be advantageous and loving and well received and needed in this world in many different ways, right? Like the people who watch TV, the people who listen to music, the people who go to art museums, the people who are at community centers, the people at sound baths, right? Like there's all these things. That's why you have all these dynamic gifts. Yeah, it gets real quickly. Yeah, Angela, that's an amazing way to put it. It does. It does. And I think it's the coolest thing. And you will see, like, uh, that's why we don't have a million ascended masters, right? Because overcoming the ego at such a stage is complex. It's very complex, but also so simple at the same time. And you have to be willing to submerge yourself into the truth of how deep your ego goes and how attached you actually are to everything around you, to absolutely everything around you. And that's why a lot of ascended masters lived very different lives, right? They didn't keep much of anything because the items that they do have also create ego. And so they dressed simply. Obviously, it was different times, but they dressed simply. They ate very simple. That's why a lot of folks fast and all these things. So you always have more than you think. And a great way to remind yourself of that, in my opinion, is to give it all away. I want to be enlightened to the point of bliss. That's beautiful. To be open to nature and other beings. Yeah, once you open that energy, nature becomes so magical. Like every time I sit by the water, and my client and I were talking about how we just like go through moments of life like throughout the day and just cry because you're so grateful. You're so grateful. Like your lens on life fully changes. Like you see that bug and you like see it in gratitude and love and compassion, and you don't get upset about the same things, and you're happy just to put a spoonful of food into your mouth, and you're excited just to have a glass of water, and you're humbled by the fact that you have a roof over your head, and that spirit has blessed you with a business, and that spirit has blessed you with these clothings, and like how you have a phone or access to YouTube, and you feel all of the blessings at one time. So it's hard not to cry or be emotionally charged by the things that you experience and by nature. And every time I go to the water, I get so excited. I get so excited. And the other day I was swimming with turtles, and I always have loved nature. And when you're connected to them, it's like you naturally find each other. Like I was just sitting there swimming with turtles. We were all just staring at each other. And this like geese, is it geese or goose? I can't remember which one's plural. Just always comes over and says hello and just, it's like, how can you not love that? How can you not? About what the world really is. Oh, okay, the truth. I see what's possible and limitless of who we are. Yeah. Detachment helps with that, right? Because the world is filled with attachments and physical things. And so that's why spiritual people take treks into the mountain where they have nothing. Or, they go on spiritual quests, and they come back different, right? Because they remove themselves to go find the truth, which is actually inside of you. But in order to sometimes find that truth and oneness, you must become the hermit, right? The hermit card from tarot. They're up on the mountain and they are looking at all of the things with their lantern, observing, right? The seat of observance, where you sit as much as you can to observe even your ego and not to engage with it. You you can take notes and do your healing that way very deeply. Nature has been my best friend lately, still blows my mind. I'd be talking to the squirrels and everything. Yes. Oh my gosh, me too. Me too. It's so fun. It's so magical when you can fully let go. And I'd love to know in the chat, like, what are your zodiac signs? I'm curious to know what your zodiac signs are. Angela, I think you shared yours on one of the other lives, but now I can't remember. Because you're also going to feel this differently in whatever state you are in, right? Depending on where your placements are, depending on what your houses are and stuff like that, which are also placements. But everybody is going to experience it differently. And it's going to show up differently as well. Like, for instance, so I'll give myself as an example. A lot of my chart is Capricorn, but a lot of my chart also lends itself to being a spiritual teacher, which bingo bango, doing that part. So I am also feeling this full moon very, very, very deeply from many, many aspects, because I also have heavy water placements and also Cancerian energy. And so my surrender is within like my groundedness and also my evolving of my spiritual gifts and teaching, while also being strategic about it and setting goals and that kind of stuff, right? So it's really having that balance. Aquarius, oh, of course, two Aquarius folks. I'm an Aquarius moon, so I totally get it. Aquarius sun and moon, Leo rising. I'm a Leo rising too. I love it. Scorpio sun here in Los Angeles. Hello, sun lover. Good to see you again. Scorpio, so fun. Cancer rising, fun. Leo, Virgo, sun, Libra, moon. Oh, right. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, so this is perfect energy for you, Angela, to really lean into your gifts and get really powerful downloads about your path ahead. All of you, really. It's for everyone. But that placement, that Cancer rising, it's stepping into that spiritual path strongly. And even for Aquarius, right? And Scorpios are always in the water energy. You can tap into this moon quite easily because it, like Cancer energy, kind of echoes Scorpio energy. I'm a Sagittarius sun, Leo rising, and Aquarius moon. And I have a stellium. And yeah, it's just so fun to talk about astrology, but I really wanted to get on and share this because it was a very like deep moment of our conversation around surrendering, right? Because there's a balance. There is a balance. How do you balance manifesting your entire life, right? Because people get focused on I want the money, I want the money, I want the money. And also I want the soul tribe, I want X, Y, and Z. Like, yes, those things also make you happy, but also it feels like you're calling in spiritual enlightenment, which is detachment of all things and detachment of the outcome. And when you can sit in that energy, your manifestations come anyways. So how can you let go of your manifestations and let go of the outcome, right? And spirit will position you in many ways to help you with those ego deaths as well. And it's all for a good reason. I am outside sitting under the moon. That smiley face. I love it. Yay. I was outside sitting under the moon too after my ballet class. And yeah, this energy just is, I feel like it's such a magical energy. Like I feel so good and aligned, but I'm, a spiritual teacher and I love it. It's intense, but I live for it. Like I live for it. Like I don't know what it is. And even in the class, people can be really hard on themselves. Like, oh, I didn't do that right, and blah blah blah. And I was like, I'm I don't even know what's going on. It's like I'm detached from the outcome, right? Like I'm just so detached, so I can just be in the moment of experiencing my leg kicking up really high, and that I can leap and I can do all these things. And then you find that you're a much better dancer when you're detached, anyways. Like some people are so I can see them and they're like getting so frustrated. And I think on one of the other lives I mentioned, there was like a masculine person who, there's a couple who do ballet too, and they were like leaping like Will Ferrell, and it was making me laugh so much because it was refreshing to see someone just surrender and have fun. I've been saying, okay, y'all, that was deep. Give me a minute, please. Oh, well, the downloading becoming quick. Yes, you're gonna need some more time right now to process in silence. I recommend spending as much time in silence as you can right now. Um, and, not listening to so much music, not talking to a lot of people, fasting. Like it's always great to do it a few days before the moon and then a few days after the moon, so that you can really be in that energy and receive it and love yourself and see what the universe is really talking to you about. um it's like we're getting fed. hmm and you also notice a lot of the ancestors are out right now, a lot. So if you like do your altar work, you light candles, they're going to respond quickly, very quickly. Things are going to move forward for you quickly if you're making any like business decisions or friendship decisions, and you're going to be supported and protected a lot, a lot right now, right? But it's yeah, I almost don't even have words for this energy. I don't know how to explain it, but I know that all of you can feel it and understand. And also, like during this time, it's also good to go like donate some of your things, right? Be selfless right now. Um, Walk the path or move the path of surrender from a sense of unconditional love, and give as much as you can. It's going to also help you feel more connected to the universe, right? Because the universe is endlessly loving and endlessly give. There's no end to it. Um, and so when you give in that way, like uh, obviously you still have to take care of yourself, but like when you give in that way of sharing because you love someone, it automatically connects you back to the universe. You're going to feel really good. You're going to feel really good. Hi, Dee. It's so great to see you. When was the last time you all donated things or helped out at a shelter or what? Let me know when was the last time you did that. Or volunteered, like, or whatever it is, made a free video, spent some time on live to help people and share and talk, hold space for people. When was the last time you did that without wanting anything in return? Because I feel like it's easy to get stuck. Hi, Christine. Yesterday giving clothes. Oh, yay. I'm so happy for you. How did it feel? I always feel good. I always get excited because it like, again, like I feel like I've mentioned this in other lives. I know what it felt like when I got the item, and I remember what it was like growing up and going to thrift stores and you know like there were times when we had a lot of money, there was a lot of times when we didn't have any money, and then there was time being in a shelter and like and all these things. And it's like I remember that joy, that little version of me being so happy when I found something that I loved, that was, it almost felt like it was made for me. And it's like in those moments when you donate, it's, you like bless your clothes, like bless the belongings, right? And may they find whoever they're meant to find. And may they experience more joy than you experienced with those items. And there was one time I was actually in Charlotte, and Spirit will usually tell me which place I need to donate at. And I was taking the leap of faith, and I just gave everything away with someone I was traveling with at the time. Everything. Just took the entire storage space, like brand new, Phoenix watches, like cameras, computers, everything we had. And we just packed it up, and I was like, this isn't meant for us. We had access to it, but these aren't meant for us. Like these need to be with other people. And we go to Goodwill, and the masculines who were like helping remove stuff, they're like, you're giving away all these things. It's like, yeah, we don't need them. Like we have what we need. And one of the people like got so emotional because in one of the bags was like a brand new camera and this computer, and they were a photographer, and they really needed a new camera, and they couldn't afford it, and we had the backpack. Like it was just all in one set. I put it all together too. I think we actually had two at the time. And they were so grateful. They were so grateful. And there was something else in there as well that they wanted to get for their little brother. And technically, like when they're taking donations, they're not allowed to take things, right? Because it's for Goodwill. And so we had said that we were like, we're not going to donate it. So just give us your number. And we gave them the stuff that them and their little brother needed. And they were so happy. Like, it's like, how can you not be happy giving stuff away when you just like just made them so like they can go now follow their dreams. You know what I mean? Like, how honored. I try to donate often, probably a few months ago. I love that, Dee. I love that all of you are so giving. How are you doing? I'm doing really well. I'm really tired today. Ballet always kicks my butt, but I love every minute of it. And I'm getting so good at it. I'm getting so friggin' amazing at it. Thank you so much for asking. A lot of people don't ask me how I'm doing. They don't ask me how I'm doing. So I appreciate you asking. No one has to ask me, but I like, as you said that, I was like, wow, not many people ask me how I'm doing. My friends do, obviously. Oops, I skipped some. Is this space that we are in connecting us with the trauma of our younger self, or should I say connecting us back to whatever played a part in us dimming our light as a child, if that makes sense? Yeah, it depends on the trauma and when it happened in your life, whether this lifetime or another lifetime. But this is a space that we are in connecting us with the trauma of our younger self. Usually it's your younger self. Usually, like, you have to start there because we are a direct reflection of everything we learned as a child. Everything. Because we come in unbiased, we come in unconditionally loving, we come in happy and joyful, and then we learn from the people around us language, how to act, how to speak, how to feel. And then that evolves. And then from that moment, from childhood, we then view the world with whatever we've just been conditioned to believe. And then that keeps evolving, right? But it's always with your child self. I have lots I need to clean out and donate. Yeah, do it, Angela. Do it now, because you've been doing so much spiritual work. Do it now. Do it now. Feels cleansing and light. Yeah, that's so true. It's so true. I'm glad though that all of you are in. That makes me so happy. I'm glad that many of you are in touch with, helping folks out, because it's really important. It's so important, especially now, every day going forward. But right now, the world really needs people who are unconditionally giving and loving and surrendered and can empathize with them, right? And just understand and lend a helping hand, like literally lend a helping hand as much as you can, no matter what that looks like whatsoever. Just lend a helping hand. Angela, yeah, do it. I have a pile literally in my closet that I need to just take. Yeah, take it tomorrow. Take it tomorrow. Take it before the moon. Take it literally tomorrow. Today is Tuesday. Yeah, take it tomorrow. Take it tomorrow. Take it tomorrow. I have like a couple things that I pulled out today that I want to donate tomorrow. I usually try and gather it all together since I'm going through my things again, and I always just like get to this point of like, if I have too many things that can't fit in one suitcase now, I become very agitated, bye, Natalie. It's so great to see you. I never know who it is on there. I haven't talked to you in forever. You have a great night too. You're on Instagram. But I get to this point of like, this feels like what? Like I can't handle it. And I look at it and it stresses me out. And sometimes I'll even just like leave out a luggage bag and like and check, because like there were so many times that I learned over this last year that like traveling around and helping people and giving food out and speaking and sharing my book and doing activism work, that one bag, which then in many cases turned into like 4 or 5 bags, became my worst enemy. Became my worst enemy because it kept me from being in my full capacity of surrendering and being available to help people on the street, because I had to lug all this stuff around because my BS ego at the time was like, no, I need all these things. No, I do not. No, I do not. And so I feel like now having one bag and have everything fit in one bag also represents to me the large capacity that I have to help people. Like huge capacity. Like people are like, I can't get to my laundry. It's like, well, you can't get to your laundry because you have too many things. You have too many things. I can take my laundry bag. It's like this big. It's like teeny tiny. And I put all my clothes in it. And then when I'm done, I like dump it in the washer and I can do like a small load and it feels so good. And then if I have to like do the extender on my luggage, I'm like, nope. And I start donating again. And it's so freeing. Like, get rid of your stuff that you don't need. You don't need as much as you think. No one ever needs it. We have a tendency as a society to pile on stuff onto us and then try and like ponder about why we feel tired. Like, why am I so fucking tired? Like, well, gee, maybe because you have 2 or 3 closets that are just packed full of crap along with your mindset. right? Like we have to think about it like, oh, and in Japanese culture, right? Like having that cleanliness, you're the way things are organized in your space is going to affect your mood. If you have clutter and things like that, it's going to make your energy distort. So that's also why I love putting things into a suitcase, because I'm like, wow, it fits in there and that's it. Like my brain can stop. My brain can stop and I can pop back into the spiritual realm. I can do my downloads. I can come help. I love you all and grateful for this time. About to jump off and watch the movie with the family staring at me. Have so much fun as you sing Take My Tomorrow. Have so much fun. Thank you for stopping by. I'm going to get off in a couple minutes as well. I am at an agitation point too. Yes, it will help me. Yes. When we are, hi Zawadi, so great to see you. When that's like a huge telltale sign. If you're in agitation, your energy is cluttered and ungrounded. And so clearing your stuff and clearing your mindset, right? It's all energy. You have to let go. I just cleared out like a ton. I like cleared out all my emails. I cleared out old client stuff. I donated, as I said, a bunch of things. And I was like, why do I have so many highlighters? Like, I get so like, I'm like, do you, or do you only use 3? Did you need the pack of 12? Or did you really only need 3 because you only have like 3 favorite colors? Like we're so used to doing that. We're so used to doing that. Even with like my ballet clothes, like I say, it's like a dangerous game going into the ballet store. I was like, I'm gonna need 50 outfits for every mood shift. It's like, no. And because you said that, Z, like I have my coach self that steps in. It's like, because you said that, Z, you're gonna have one fucking outfit and you're gonna wear it every single time. Every single time. And you're gonna have fun. And every time I've gone with the same fucking outfit, they're like, we see you wear it all the time and it's so cute on you. I'm like, thank you, universe, for reminding me how much we don't need. Oh, we literally don't need. My grandma would always be like, my pants don't have any stains on them, so I'm putting them on again. It's like, that is the way to live, grandma. That is the way to live. So can we donate this other closet? No. Okay. But I don't really see what's going on here. But, lived through the depression. So I totally get it. But they also made food and clothes for folks during the depression. So she would hang on to things literally to help other people. So it looked different. Like they organized their things so that when people asked them, they had something to give them, which a lot of folks don't do. I'm a different type. Like I will let it go and give it to people without, holding on to it. Yeah. Peace and love, Z. You're so sweet. Okay, I am going to get going. It's late and I was actually supposed to go to bed early today, but I just felt really called to talk about this. And I've been having so much fun and I heart all of you. And I can't wait to see you all this week. I hope you come to Z School for the Gifted. We are going to be shifting and doing some scripting for this Capricorn moon and Cancer sun. And we're going to be doing some breath work. And if there's time, a little bit of meditation. But I want to make sure that people can really tap into this deep, deep, deep energy. So if you want to come, it's Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific. The link is going to be in the description. You're welcome to join. And it's always so much fun. The community is amazing. I love every Zawadi's in there. Angela was there last time for the first time. It's a beautiful, beautiful place to be, especially right now. Right now, we need more love and community in the world. And yeah, I'm sending you all so much love and hugs. Thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. I hope these are helpful. Feel free to also drop some comments on any of the videos of stuff you would like to learn about, or if you ever have feedback, I'm totally open to it. So I said yes. Good night, everybody. I'll talk to you later.